Eric Arnold in the sports barn Monday, whatever Monday it is, 14th, 15th, I don't know. Recap the horrible weekend. We had a terrible, shitty weekend. Winless on Saturday. I didn't think that was possible, but I think we went 0 for 9 on Saturday with 2 ties. And then 4 wins, 6 losses on Sunday. Just awful. However, I'm not that upset. And the reason being, I think oftentimes you got to take a step back so you can see the trees through the forest, so you can reset yourself, so you can learn some things from failing. Everybody fails, right? It seems that. Well, that's what we're told. I know I fail all the time, and I suppose there's some other people maybe too. So we got to learn when we fail, and that's what I'm trying to do here. So what have I learned? And before I get into that, there's a Monday night pick and a college basketball pick coming at the end. If you don't want to hear me ruminate about failing and learning and all this other happy horse shit, just skip to the end. But that's kind of why I made this channel to begin with, is so I could try to learn from my mistakes to force me to continue forward and make me not quit. In other words, it's so, I had a winless Saturday. If I wasn't doing this in front of an audience, I probably just would have, thrown my club aside and just said, fuck it, and quit. But now I'm forced to continue for the home audience. And, I think that'll make me better, that I'm forced to do this, that I can't just throw it all away and go, fuck it. I have to try to get better. So, I think that's a good thing. I've come up with, I'm doing too much. I mean, I'm trying to do too much, and by spreading myself too thin, I'm doing a lot of things poorly rather than doing one thing well. So we're going to cut some things out here just to free some time up during the week. The politics barn's probably going to get axed. It takes up too much time. It just takes up way too much time. And the problem with it is that if you're going to go out and make a political argument, you better have researched it enough that you're not just making stuff up and saying things that aren't factually true. Otherwise, the other side of the argument, especially the other side of the arguments we're making, they're going to jump on you like white on rice. You're a liar! You don't know what you're talking about. You're a fool. You're a liar. It's like, and then, they'll point out that the foundation of your argument isn't factually true. And it's like, oh, well, I guess I should have researched that more. I just didn't have time, and I just threw it together. And as it turns out, I am making an argument on a weak foundation. Then you look like a fool. So I don't want to do that. I'll just have to put up with YouTube. I know they're going to probably at some point smack my hand when I, say something, that to me is obvious, but is not in the YouTube stream of consciousness. If I say masks are useless, then they'll, of course, jump right back on top of me maybe and say, well, we had to take that video down because you violated our community standards. And it's like, all right, I guess I have to put up with it because, I don't have enough time to make these videos on Rumble. Just don't, if there was 2 of me, I could do it, but there's only 1 of me, so I don't have enough time. And I want to do the handicapping more than I want to do the political videos. So I think that's dead. We'll see. I could change my mind tomorrow, but let's put it this way. I'm goddamn tired of losing. I am fucking sick and tired of losing. So we're going to start taking steps here to stop losing. Again, back to time, I think we might cut back the number of videos. I'm just spending too much time here making videos. Hell, I wasted 2 hours today making videos. This is take 3. Because on the first video, I said something, it's like, no, I don't want to say that. Second video, I called somebody stupid who I thought, well, that'll be taken out of context. So now here we are on video 3. and it's just taking way too much time. So we're probably going to cut down on the number of videos. Another thing I was thinking about is I got to start a Twitter account just so I can get some pics out, when I don't have time to do a video. In other words, I wanted there to be a record somewhere that I made these picks. If they win, I get credit. If I lose, I get credit too, that there's an actual record of them without having to spend hours making a video. I know that certain, like the NFL, clearly I have at least one subscriber that wants the long form NFL program, and that's fine. And we'll prioritize that ahead of the other stuff and try to do that. But then, there are times on a Wednesday night where, Chad from Albany just needs a name. He didn't want a 10-minute explanation of why I'm taking that team. He just wants a name. So I can put that out on Twitter. So I'm thinking we're going to do that at some point, probably soon. So basically that's it. I'm going to focus more on the handicapping, and we're going to stop having these ridiculous weekends where we lose 3 out of 4 picks. I mean, whoever's fading me is probably going, no, keep doing what you're doing. It's probably my wife, because she keeps saying that over and over again. Just do the opposite of what you're doing. And my answer almost is, well, that never works, and I don't know what I'm doing. If I could just, that's another thing here. The next item is I'm going to try to organize my handicapping a little more, formalize it. Whereas right now I just basically do it all in my head. The first game I look at it, I just kind of do it in my head one way. The second game I look at, I do it totally different, all in my head. Nothing written down practically. It's just a mess. So I can't replicate it from game to game. I'm just making shitty decisions. So, in my former life in the trucking industry, we teach the truck drivers, you got to do a pre-trip inspection every morning. Do a pre-trip inspection. Have it written down. So you can go and check it. The pilots too. You have your little pre-trip checklist. You get one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. And you make sure you have it written down, because then you never miss something. When you're up at 30,000 feet and the plane starts vibrating and you go, oh shit, did I check the blah, 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 wing nut? Oh, I don't know. I didn't write it down. I don't know. Something seems screwy. We're in trouble because I didn't check the wing nut. Yeah. So you write it down, that way you don't miss nothing. So that we're going to start doing that. Definitely doing that to try to organize the thoughts more. We had 3 games this weekend in the past 10 days, I'll say, in the NFL. They were guaranteed winners that normally I would have got, and I fucked them all up. And I told you I was fucking them up as I did it. I said, well, this Philadelphia Eagle game, this is your classic look-ahead spot, where the Saints are looking ahead to the world champion Chiefs, but we're not going to do it because of this, and I'm outsmarting myself. And I'm sure if I had written it all down on the Eagles side of the ledger, there would have been more items written down than on the Saints side of the ledger. And I would have taken the Eagles, but I didn't write it down. Same goes for the look-ahead spot with the Texans and the Bears. Same with the look-ahead spot with the Steelers and the Redskins. Just, those are winners I just normally would have gotten, but I'm, so scatterbrained at the moment, I just threw them away. So I think that's going to help. And yeah, so these are some thoughts. Well, let me get the club here. I fired outside. You go through the 5 steps of grief faster as you get older. What are they? Denial, bargaining, anger, acceptance. There's something else in there. Depression. Was that in there? Did I say that one twice? So, Monday night, what do we got? I didn't write it down. I'm just going to give it to you verbally. I had 3 picks here for you. On Monday night, I spent an hour on this game. If that is a factor in my losing, maybe now I spend more time on each individual game. So we're going to have less picks, obviously, because I'm spending more time working on this stuff. But normally, back in the day, this was the kind of game I'd just bet the house on the Browns. And I'm not going to do it. It's close. It's only a one-star game, but I'm taking the Ravens. 1 star on the Ravens. I'm going to overlook the home dog revenge game, which used to be one of the foundations of the plan. That's in the late 90s, I bet $20,000 on the game. Home dog revenge games was one of the ones we'd always look for. The plan ultimately failed, but I tell you what, it didn't fail because of home dog revenge games. Those were generally winners. But we have reasons for taking the Ravens. For one thing, the home dog revenge thing is usually a motivational tactic in favor of, in this case, the Browns. That, okay, we're being overlooked here. There's no way we should be underdogs at home to this other team. We're pissed. We're mad. We're going to go out and stick it to them, get revenge for what happened earlier in the year. But in this game, it's the Ravens that need this game. The Ravens got to have this game. If they lose this game, there's probably a pretty good chance, I'd say 60-40, they miss the playoffs altogether, no matter what they do. Even if they win out and go 12-6, they're still going to miss the playoffs. There's about a 60% chance, I estimate, of that happening. I think they know that. They know they need this game. They need this game. So the Browns really, they're 9-3. They're pretty well, I think, locked into maybe an 11-5 record safely into the playoffs. I think they know that. So motivation-wise, definitely that goes to Baltimore. I think Baltimore just has more of a big game edge. Coaching, I'm going to give him a slight coaching edge. I like Stefanski. I mean, he's proven it to me. We certainly know Freddie Kitchens. I can't think of the other. Hugh, was that the guy's name? I forget his last name. Jackson was at it. I mean, it was forgettable, whoever he was. I think he said he was going to jump in the lake if he did something. I don't know if he ever did, but Cleveland has had a whole host of forgettable coaches, and they might finally have hit upon some guy that knows what he's doing. Or they've simply stockpiled so much talent through poor play, they can't help but win. But Stefanski, he's impressing me because for a Browns coach, he's actually winning some games. But I'm still going to give Harbaugh a little bit of an edge. Certainly organizationally wise, the Ravens are a winning franchise. The Browns have been shit forever. Is Jim Brown still alive? I mean, I think he is. That might be the last time the Browns could be considered a winning organization. Maybe the Marty Burney years. But it's close. It's close. It's a one-star game. I would go nuts on it, but I am going to take the Ravens in this spot on Monday night. I'm also going to take the under. The number I saw was 46.5. It's cold. It's crummy. It's going to be slightly windy. If you saw the game last night up at Buffalo, the Steelers-Bills game, the weather's going to be identical. And that game went under. Think about this. That game went under. That game was on the turf. And when I say it went under, it was under the 46.5. What was it? I don't even remember, 26 something. It was under the 46.5. It was on turf. You had two excellent quarterbacks. This game, you got two pretty mediocre quarterbacks. It's on grass. It's probably just going to be a slug-it-out defensive battle where unless somebody just busts a 70-yard run, you could, it feels underish, it really does. Two good defenses, two less than great quarterbacks. So bad weather, grass, wind, yeah, give it to me. Give me the under. Well, I'll put 1 star on that just because I'm new to the over-under game and I don't have a lot of experience with it. And then college basketball, we got a big Big Ten matchup at 6 o'clock. Rutgers is going down to Maryland. This is a major game here, probably for the tournament, in that you're talking about 2 mid to lower tournament teams out of the Big Ten, where both these teams are going to need to pile up some W's, because the road will get tough when you're playing the Michigan States and Iowas of the world. They're going to be, Big Ten's probably the best conference in basketball. So both these teams are going to need the W's. Rutgers is getting 2 down at Maryland. We're going to take Rutgers. We're just going to go ahead and say Rutgers, this is more or less the same team they had at the end of last year. I think they just lost 1 player over the summer, but otherwise the same team. So I think they're more cohesive at this point in the year, playing better at this point in the year than Maryland. And it's close. It could go either way. This is a 1-star game, but I think the edge here is with Rutgers. So we're taking the Ravens laying the 3, almost 3.5, but 3. The under in the Monday night game, Rutgers plus the 2. These are your picks for Monday. It's the beginning of a new day. We're going to organize our handicapping. We're going to do better. We're going to go forward and hope that will turn things around. And if that doesn't do it, I don't know. I don't have a backup plan. I don't have a plan B. This has to work. So thanks, appreciate it. Hit the like button. That always makes me feel good. I could use that at the moment. And we'll talk to you again.